moving our patients and staff in there in the spring of 2020. 14 months has gone by since we hit the ground, and 14 months ahead of us will mark when we get handed the keys, when substantial completion will be achieved. Currently, the hospital is 52% complete, so everything is on track, and Ellis Don's been a great partner to work with our design teams. The hospital is about 50% larger than our current site that serves our community, but our community is growing, and we're going to fill that space very quickly, and we've strategically grown departments such as our emergency department, diagnostic imaging, ambulatory care, and even our maternal newborn space. We hit almost 500 births last year in our community, and that's it's great to have a vibrant community, and we know the New Groves Hospital will play a part in that vibrancy, along with our staff, our volunteers, our physicians, and our volunteer board members. We're very pleased to have a number of distinguished individuals with us today, and I'm looking at you, but there's three in particular I would like to acknowledge. The Honorable Monte McNaughton, the Ontario Minister of Infrastructure. Ted Arnott, our MPP for Wellington-Halton Hills. And Michael Chong, our MP for Wellington-Halton Hills as well. Minister McNaughton is a lifelong Conservative and community leader. He's the 3-term MPP for Lambton-Kent-Middlesex, and he was sworn in as Ontario's Minister of Infrastructure in June of 2018. He's previously served in a number of numerous critic positions, most notably as official opposition critic for economic development. Very fitting for today's event. Growing up in Newbury in rural southwestern Ontario, Monty has learned the value of hard work and community service by working in his family business. We're very honored and pleased to have Minister McNaughton here to celebrate this milestone and to deliver a few remarks.
Great, thank you very much for that kind introduction. I'm very honored to be here today at the future site of the new Groves Memorial Community Hospital. Thank you to Groves and to Ellis Don for hosting us here today. What a backdrop. It's great to be standing right in the midst of an active construction site. I have to say, I just toured, as you all know, part of the hospital, and the Centre Wellington community is going to be very happy when this hospital opens. You know, this visit feels a bit like spending time with an old friend, and that's because I've been hearing about this project for many years in the legislature from your local MPP, Ted Arnott. Ted has been a huge advocate for this hospital. You're lucky to have him as your representative. It's funny, and I didn't tell Ted that I was going to say this, but I was actually a legislative page as a teenager in 1991 at Queen's Park. I actually fetched MPP Arnott his water during question period a number of times. And now here we are almost 30 years later. Ted really hasn't changed that much, and it makes me wonder, was Ted 15 years old when he was elected as MPP? Ted, thank you again very much for all your advocacy with this project. I also want to thank Michael Chong for your dedication to the people here in this community, and on a personal note, for all the advice that you've given me. I'm only 100 days into this job, but you've been very helpful in my role as infrastructure minister, so thank you very much. For people in the Centre Wellington community, your new hospital will be bigger, brighter, and better than the one before. More people will have faster access to modern healthcare options closer to home. More space for emergency room care, newer technology, better infection control, space for more inpatients, and an on-site helipad. So congratulations to all of you. This facility will improve care in your very own community. Although I'm new to the position of Minister of Infrastructure, I'm no stranger to the file. I was inspired to public service by the example of my grandfather, Jack McNaughton, who served for more than a quarter century as reeve of my hometown in Newbury, about 200 kilometers southwest of here. Jack made a huge impact on my life, and left a huge legacy in our community. And much of that legacy endures because of his work making our local hospital, the Four Counties Hospital, a reality. So the significance of your achievement here in getting the new Groves Memorial Hospital off the ground is not lost on me. Jack passed away before I could ever meet him, but to this day, his tireless commitment to improving our community served as an example that I try to follow. You know, some people have said that I'm the luckiest member of our PC caucus, having been appointed Minister of Infrastructure. They joke sometimes that I'm the Minister of Good News, and there's no doubt that there's actually something to that. We know that infrastructure investment has a positive impact on our economy. A recent study by the Centre for Spatial Economics highlighted some of these benefits. The study found that every dollar invested in infrastructure results in up to $6 in long-term economic benefits. Mom and pop shops, that's money spent in our family-owned businesses in our local economy. I grew up working in my parents' building supply store, stocking shelves, greeting customers, being there to help people. Growing up in a small building supplies business means the benefits of infrastructure investment are very real to me. And they're real to the roughly 180 workers on site today. I'm lucky to have met a few of you. We have Scott from G&A Masonry and Jason from Modern Niagara, who gave me a good rundown of their work here and what it entails. It's good people doing important work, and I have a lot of respect for all of you, so thank you very much. To realize many of these economic benefits, it's important to ensure we invest in the right infrastructure at the right time and in the right place. When done right, investments in infrastructure can help to lower business costs and attract more business to Ontario. And I don't know if you've heard, but Ontario is open for business again. Our government has been on the job for just over 3 months, already forged ahead on several fronts, including an announcement last week by our Premier and Minister of Health. We are cutting hospital wait times and ending hallway health care by creating long-term care beds over the next 5 years. That is good news for the people right here in Centre Wellington. We want to continue to work with the private sector in order to deliver vital infrastructure like the Groves Memorial Community Hospital. As with this hospital, government has used the public-private partnership approach, or P3 model. The provincial government's agency, Infrastructure Ontario, has demonstrating the value of partnering with the private sector to get these projects done while protecting taxpayers from added costs that are common in large, complex projects. Our government is a strong supporter of this model. Having the flexibility to use both the P3 model and more traditional approaches to deliver infrastructure projects such as hospitals, courthouses, jails, roads, and transit is critical. It's simply about using the right tool for the right job. Working strategically with private sector on these types of projects will stimulate growth and prosperity across our province, and also create and support good jobs in all sectors of our economy, including manufacturing, construction, and those within the high-tech industry. That's why we are looking for opportunities to engage the private sector even more, much like we are doing to expand access to natural gas across our rural communities and to deliver new OPP detachments across Ontario. Our government is committed to restoring trust and accountability in government. This means being economically prudent, ensuring taxpayers' dollars are invested wisely. But at the same time, we are moving ahead systematically with many critical infrastructure projects that make sense and that are vital to communities across the province. We are working with Infrastructure Ontario to develop a robust pipeline of approved projects that will reflect our government's priorities and commitment to investing in important public infrastructure. Infrastructure is truly for the people. It's the hospitals our children are born in and where we take our elderly parents to, the schools our children learn in, the recreation centers we skate in, and the roads that take us to and from and our loved ones. I'm thrilled to be here today to help mark this important milestone in the development of the new Groves Memorial Hospital. You're going to have more beds, more private rooms, a nicer, lighter environment, better diagnostic equipment, larger emergency room. So I want to say congratulations to the whole community, to Groves Memorial Community Hospital and Elliston, I want to congratulate you on surpassing the 50% mark on the construction status of the hospital, and I wish you continued success as you work towards completion. Thank you and all the best.